Well, hello everybody. It's me, Mitch, back in the kitchen. And today I'm going to make 100% carnivore fried chicken. Not something you usually hear. 100% carnivore fried chicken. What we're going to do is we're going to make it out of chicken thighs, which are one of my favorite cuts of chicken. A lot of great crispy skin, dark meat, a lot of fat. Very, very healthy. And I've got here, I would say over a pound, maybe a pound and a quarter, maybe more, of chicken thighs. And I don't think this cost me $2. $2. Cheap, incredibly tasty. Incredibly good, incredibly good. So what I'm going to do first is going to fry this in bacon grease, which is why I collect my bacon grease in this thing here. And since it's filling up, I said, wow, this is a great opportunity to use some of this stuff. So we're going to put a healthy amount of this bacon grease in this pan here and bring it up to a temperature of about 350, 375, well below the smoke point of the bacon grease, but hot enough to really fry our chicken. And we want our chicken, want enough of this grease to make it so that we're deep frying. A lot of our chicken is actually submerged in the hot bacon grease. So made a little more room in here for some bacon and eggs to come. I've got this little digital thermometer that I can point at this and tell me at any time what the temperature is of the oil. And I also know that when I first put the chicken into the hot oil, it's going to really reduce the temperature of it. So I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about getting it a little hot to start with, because it'll cool down really quick. What I've got here are some big, meaty chicken thighs. Got three chicken thighs. This one is a little smaller, but as we're cooking them, we're going to use this instant read thermometer, and I'm going to be monitoring the internal temperature of this chicken. The smaller piece will probably cook faster. I'm going to blot it off a little bit. That's about all that's necessary. And can also make sure that the skin is unfolded on this so it covers most of the chicken. Perfect. I use the term breading. I'm not talking about breading. I'm talking about pork rind crumbs. We are going to use these pork rind crumbs, and we're going to dip this in an egg. So we're going to need an egg, and one egg ought to be enough to do this whole thing. So let's beat up my egg, and I'm not going to add any salt to anything because the pork rind crumbs are salty, and there's no need to add any salt to anything. So let's beat up our egg. No fanfare, no music. I mean, it's only one little egg after all. This is a quick and easy thing to do. There's not a whole lot of cleanup involved. It's the same way that I do chicken wings, I do fried shrimp, I do a mixed grill. I love this technique because I like fried foods if they're fried in healthy fat. I mean, fried foods have been demonized a great deal, but if they're fried in healthy fat and give you an opportunity to eat an adequate amount of fat, then you can pretty much consider these fried foods as health foods. After all, there's nothing in here. There's no carbohydrates. There's nothing in here except protein and fat. The pork rinds are all protein and fat. And we will take and put some of these on the plate. Spread them out. It's a very simple thing. I've tried actually shaking them in a bag with the pork rinds, but what happens is if you pour the egg and the pork rinds in a bag, it all clumps up together and really doesn't get everything covered enough. So I have found that this is the best method. Now this is almost empty, and I always have some of these in the pantry. So let me get another brand new jar of pork rind crumbs just in case I need it when it comes to putting the pork rinds on top. And we'll get that all ready to go just so we're ready. See how our temperature's coming? 313 degrees, right on schedule. Right on schedule. So we want to set up a breading station of sorts right here. And we're going to start. So we'll start by dipping this chicken wing in the egg, placing it down on top of the pork rind crumbs, and we'll just do that with the other two remaining thighs. And I'm putting the skin side up so that when I finish frying them, that skin side will be down in the grease. It'll be the last to be fried. So we got these three, and we can just fit them on this plate. Quick rinse. I say this is very, very quick. Very quick to make. Doesn't make a big mess. Now we're going to take pork rinds and we're going to spread them over the top. Spread them over the top of these chicken thighs. Make sure they're really covered. I may get close here. Let's see if I have enough in here to finish this off. I think I do. Perfect. So, looks like I won't need this extra thing anyway, but I'll leave it there just in case. And we'll spread these crumbs. Make sure the chicken is well coated. And you can pick some up off the sides of the plate if you want to. There's always a little overflow there to fill in the gaps, and that, I think, is going to be adequate for us. Okay, we're starting to smoke here. I'm going to turn the oil down, turn the range hood on. Should be pretty hot now. 400 degrees. So we're going to put the chicken in. I'm going to start and just lay the chicken into the bacon grease, and look at that. Here's the big one. Just be careful not to stick your fingers in that oil when you lay the food down in there. And I'm going to take some of these crumbs from the bottom of the plate and sprinkle them over the chicken. So this is going to cook for a while. It's going to cook for a while. I'm going to skip ahead to the first time I check the temperature and maybe think about flipping it over. These things have been cooking now for a little over 5 minutes. and it did cool the oil off. It's around 300 degrees now. I am going to flip them over once right now, but I'll probably flip them again. And the reason I'm flipping them now is to make sure that they do get cooked, because they're pretty thick on both sides. And I want to be able to insert the meat thermometer through mostly cooked meat. So we're gonna let them continue to cook for a while. All right, it's been about another 5 minutes. So let's flip them back over again. Now that we've started to crisp up the skin, it's definitely frying. Our temperature right now of the oil, 335 degrees, 350, perfect, perfect, frying away. Very good. And let's see how the internal temperature of this is coming. Get it down in the middle. Still cool on the inside. It's going to take a while. The good news is, as the inside cooks, the outside will crisp up beautifully. While this is cooking, let me interrupt with a crash self-serving commercial announcement about my Amazon links to the stuff I use. You can go to my website at oldguycarnivore.com. On there, I've got a page that says links to stuff I use every day. These links take you to Amazon affiliate links of mine, and when you buy something through these links, it helps support the channel. Here is everything I use, every kitchen tool, gadget, and everything else. If you think, and there's no obligation, but if you think you might want to get some of the stuff that I use in my videos and do this yourself, whether it be food, supplements, kitchen appliances, tools, gadgets, frying pans, whatever, I would really appreciate it. oldguycarnivore.com, links to stuff I use page. Doesn't cost you a dime more, and you're really helping me continue to do what I do. Thanks so much, and let's get back to it now. Been cooking about 20 minutes. The oil's at 370 something degrees. Let's turn it down just a tad. The internal temperature of the small piece is 175 degrees. So that is probably pretty well cooked. The temperature of this piece here is still about 115 degrees in the middle. And the temperature of this piece is 155. So they're all wildly different. Let's flip them over. And we'll just take them out individually when they're done. I think the small piece probably pretty well done right now. I think I'm going to take it out, put it on the plate, and we'll let the other two pieces finish. I think the total cook time on this is going to end up being around 20 minutes. But while those finish cooking, so as not to hold you up too long, we'll let this one piece here cool down a little bit. We'll cut it open and see how it looks. Give it a little taste and see how this came out. Oh, that's not. There we go. Let's take a look at it. It is white. It's all cooked inside. Looks pretty good. This particular third piece was a small piece. I don't know how much meat's going to be on it, but it'll be good for a taste test. And let's see. It's delicious, and you can see that it is thoroughly cooked. And it's very hot. Came out very juicy, very delicious. Cooked perfectly, 165 degrees or a little more is perfect. Very tasty. Perfect amount of salt, just enough salt in the pork rind crumbs. Well, you don't dare add any more salt to it. And it was a pretty quick little meal. And a big meal when all is said and done. For about $2. So I'm going to finish cooking these, then I'm going to go ahead and eat my meal here. And while I do that, the rest of you take the rest of the day off and eat meat.